Manifesting your dream reality by doing nothing. A video by James Leon. Okay, let's react to this video. Let's do it.
Apartment, driving my dream car. I'm 27 years old, living in a beautiful apartment, driving my dream car, and I literally make videos, make thousands of dollars every single day by doing nothing. Making videos, eating steak, drinking beer. And people always wonder, like, how? How can one, like, do that? That doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound like what I've been taught. That's exactly the problem. With 99% of the population running this hustle culture rat race. It's all a lie.
Why is
because
that?
When you start to understand what God's currency is, and pretty much God's currency is frequency, your energetic alignment, you can make your dream realities happen 10 times quicker. And
This brother is touching on some very valuable information. Please make sure you guys are paying attention. When he's talking about God's currency and frequency, and he's saying manifesting so much quicker, really and truly, it's about your state of being. Living from the end, your state of being. Being so okay with where you're at right now that the universe has no choice but to bend to your will. Let's keep it going.
bro, I say that because it's living proof of where I came from, right? Like not having a lot of money from Florida and like coming to LA by myself, right? As, you know, an individual. When I came here, I was a guy that was meant to live in a little studio, small apartment, right? Box apartment, working as a server all day and night. That was what my consciousness only knew. But I'll tell you one moment that changed everything. And it changed everything because I realized from this moment what it really meant to let go and stop caring and actually just living in the now, right? And that's how you can time travel. That's what you were meant to do.
So what he's hitting on right now is when he's talking about time traveling, you thinking about you 10 years from now is still you in a now moment. So what does that tell you? You can hop into that version of you right now by saying like, oh, I am this. I am the YouTuber. I am successful. I am in a happy relationship. I already have my house. Because if you understand God's currency, when you are vibrating at the frequency that is equivalent of the things that you want, they have no choice but to manifest in your reality. It's that simple, ladies and gentlemen. Can't break it down any more simply than that. But this brother seems as though that he has it. He knows, you know, let's keep it going.
It's to live in the now. I remember I was going out to buy a pair of boots and I knew I wanted them. And I just got off a sales call. I made like $600 and I was like, all right, cool. Like, let me go buy a pair of boots. And it was like an hour away. They were $300. And I was like, damn, if I go get these boots now, it's like I only made 300 and I'm doing the math like, ooh, and then next month I'm gonna be a little short. But that's the mental frequency people are usually on. They're always frugal with money and they're like, oh, like my rent. And then it'll just keep happening. But then I remember this moment so clearly because I was on my bed and I was like, you know what? Frick it. We're going to go and get these boots, bro. I'm rich. I'll make more money.
And that's the key. That is really what the abundance mindset is. So I love the way that he told this story because I think that it is a unconscious way that we all go about spending money, and we don't even realize how it doesn't matter how much money we make, we will always be broke unless we make that shift. So boom, when he's talking about the story, he said that he made $600 today, but he's thinking about getting a $300 pair of boots. Now he's not even thinking about, oh, how much I would love to have these boots, how good it would feel to be in these boots. When he's thinking in the broke mentality or the lack mindset, he's thinking about money loss and not thinking about what he gains when he buys the boots. And that's something that we don't even understand, that we do to ourselves. Like there was so many times in my past where I would go to, it would be something that I know that I want, or even something that I needed, like gas. It would be so painful for me to get gas. I live in California. Gas is expensive. You know what I mean? But I'm not even seeing how every single time that I spend my money, even if it's on something that I need, that pain in my chest that I get, I am telling the universe that I don't believe the money that I spend will come back to me. But it wasn't until I made the shift, like what he said, he's like, you know what, F it. I'm about to buy these boots because I'm going to make more money. Because we always do. When have you ever bought something and the money never came back? That should give you enough reassurance that money is all about circulating. When you go to places and you buy things, remind yourself that every time that I spend something, I get it back tenfold. Because by doing that, you set that in motion. But the minute that you start to have aches and pains about the money that you spend, you're basically telling the universe that this spending money hurts. So the universe, wanting to protect you, is going to make that happen a lot less, and is going to restrict your cash flow. So be mindful of that. Let's keep it going.
That was the cascade that set up something so beautiful, bro, that looking back at my lower consciousness and with my higher consciousness now, I know what I did. And I gave getting the boots and putting them on an emotional charge. Because when we give things emotional charges, they have power in the universe, bro.
The strongest frequency always wins, ladies and gentlemen. What he's hitting on is very powerful stuff. If you are looking at, if you're wondering like, man, I really want to be, I know, what's the best way I could do it? Say it. If you're somebody who desires $1 million, a house, all of these different sorts of things, but you're energetic, you're emotionally charged to the frequency of poverty. It don't matter how much you think about, you wanting this house, this car, this career. You are only going to manifest things that are equivalent to poverty. Why? Because that is the frequency that you are emotionally tethered to. If you're not careful and you aren't fully aware of what it is that you're doing or what you're saying, that is essentially what you will manifest 1000%. Let's keep it going.
That's why when you especially with exes and things of that nature, they tend to be strong people in our lives because we gave them emotional charges, which is why we never forget them, right? So if you can take that idea, you can really, take that idea in a constructive way, right? Then you can really make things happen. Because when I got the boots and I put them on, bro, that's when I remember the next day I closed 4 deals for 600 and it just kept happening. And I had
see how he set that in motion when he told himself, you know what, I'm gonna buy these boots, I'm gonna get it, bro. Literally today my account was in the negative, bro. It was in the negative, bro. And I told myself, you know what, this don't mean nothing. This is just a number on a screen. And just by having that belief, I was provided for. Had a great day with Uber. You know what I'm saying? And I stepped into some more money, but it was mainly because I held there was no fear in my mind that I wasn't going to be out of the red, which is the negative number in my bank account, by the end of the day. You got to have the belief that the money that you deserve is already there before you even see it. Because that is going to set it in motion, and the universe is a mirror, ladies and gentlemen. So it's only going to reflect back the things that you believe to be true about yourself. Let's keep it going.
A business with no real systems, bro. It was just kind of winging it. And I was making so much. I was printing money. I was traveling. I was going crazy until I was like, oh, I'm just being. It's not that the actual boots, right, made me rich. It's the fact that when I put them on, I gave it an emotional charge. That emotional charge led to a frequency. That frequency led to the materialization of what I wanted, which is to be rich,
right,
and famous and well known.
And people might hear that and say that, oh, he's arrogant, he's this, he's that. No, I don't get that vibe from him at all. Because, bro, naturally, you would want who doesn't want to be rich, bro? Who doesn't want to have their bills on autopay? Who doesn't want these things? God wants you to be rich. But we live in a society where people condemn the ones who are more fortunate and stuff like that because they believe it's unattainable or stuff like that. But it's only the belief that you believe that it's unattainable is what makes it true. Because our beliefs shape our reality. But if you are somebody I know you're a good person. Like, I know you're a good person, and I know you would do well and do good with the money that you do receive. So with that being the case, stop telling yourself, you know, I don't want these things, or you try to play it small. The universe doesn't want you to play it small. God doesn't want you to play it small. You know what I mean? God wants you to have everything because you are everything. Oh my goodness. Let's keep it going.
And guess what happened after that? I started posting on social media. I stopped caring. I said, you know what? I don't care what people say. I don't care if someone judges me because I'm making a vlog and I sound cringy. I was like, who cares? I'll just do it.
Right.
I went from 30K to almost 300K in less than a year.
Fire.
And then it showed me again, like, bro, like the less you care and you let go and you stop caring about the desired outcome you want and just pretend like it's not pretend, but like actually know it's already apparent here and right now, you will just clean up in any industry you're in.
That's why the phrase "let go, let God" is so powerful, bro. That is the law of detachment in a nutshell. If you let go and let God, you allow yourself to work with the current of the universe. It's almost as if, like in life, you're in a canoe. The universe is the river or the stream or the ocean, whatever. Let's say the ocean, because that's really how massive the universe is. It's not a stream, it's an ocean. You know what I mean? And when you're in this canoe, by you thinking you have to know the outcome, you have to figure out how am I going to make this money? What I don't even see it. Like what that how I don't even, you know, because the universe doesn't operate on logic. But by you doing that and you're in this canoe trying to figure out how to do this, how to do that, bro, you're literally going against the current. But the minute that you let go and detach, you allow the universe to let go, or I'm sorry, you allow the universe to work through you, and now you're going with the wave. Now you're coasting, you're cruising, because now you're not so attached to how things will unfold, because you know that the possibilities are endless. I literally have the universe on my side. I have God on my side. Why would I then question anything that needs to manifest in my reality? You know what I mean? You have to let go and detach from the outcome of things and just assume the role of what it is that you want right now, ladies and gents. Let's keep it going.
Because really that's how like the greatest stories you hear happen. People just go, yeah, I didn't really care. I just kind of did it. They don't understand that the mental framework that's going on is that when they don't care, they're kind of affirming that they already have the thing and that they don't need it. It's like when you don't want a girlfriend, you have a girlfriend. Or when you don't want that boyfriend, hey, that boyfriend wants you, right?
And why is that? Because when you don't want something, you're telling the universe and you're telling that person or whoever that I already have it. I don't need you. And that's attractive. Like and there's a saying that, you know, this creator, Neural Knowledge, if you haven't checked him out, check him out. I get all of my information from him. Most of my information from him. The universe works is you cannot have anything that you need. What does that mean? If like right now, I don't need headphones because I have headphones on. I don't need this red shirt because I have it on. You know what I mean? The same way with your desires. If you need this money, if you need that car, if you need that girlfriend, you give off a desperate energy and you're basically saying that this thing is above me. Like you're putting this thing on a pedestal when you're not even seeing that you are the thing that is above the thing that you're putting on a pedestal. It doesn't make sense. And I think the more you can understand, like, oh, if I detach or if I just stop caring about, you know what, I'm good. I'm good with being single. I love being single. And you start giving yourself the love and compassion and understanding that you would feel in a relationship, bro, I promise you, it's almost like clockwork. You'll start to see people and you'll be like, oh my God, where did all these girls come from? Where did all these guys come from? Because, you know, you're not giving off desperation anymore. Let's keep it going.
It's because there's a thing about letting go that's very important. And the second I let go, and the second I said, it is what it is and it's going to be what it's going to be, things started to happen. I started not to look at the physical for affirmation that who I was certain, if that makes sense, right?
It makes a lot of sense. And that's also something that I know I'm stopping a lot, but it's because there's so many things in this video that needs to get expounded on. So what he's talking about, not looking at the physical realm is what we live in. It's merely an illusion. If you have a dream, if you have a reality that's in your head, the same creator, Neural Knowledge, what he likes to basically boil manifestation down in a nutshell to is internally shifting to a degree where you are no longer emotionally dependent on seeing reality change. I'm going to say it one more time. Manifestation is internally shifting to a degree where you are no longer emotionally dependent on seeing reality change. Once you get to a place where you feel so certain that everything that I want, I already have, and I don't even need to see them. I don't need to see the followers. I don't need to see the money. I don't need to see the car. I don't need to see the girl to know that this is going to happen. That is how you collapse timelines and you get everything that you want. It is that simple. I promise you. I promise you. Let's keep it going.
Like, I believe I'm the biggest movie star, the richest person ever.
As you
and
should.
I don't have to check my bank account to believe that. I can
As
have
you should.
$0 and I'm still going to believe it.
Confidence.
It's the conviction that's behind
Conviction, bro.
Conviction is another God language, bro. When you speak with conviction about something, you there's a certain charge that comes with.
Mm-hmm. The universe responds to conviction. The strongest frequency always wins. If you tell everybody that I am this, I am that, it is only a matter of time before the universe shows you proof of that. Let's keep it going. That's
how you can feel someone when they talk, and they speak with conviction, bro. You know it, because it's God's language, right? It's a six-dimensional thing.
Shout out to this brother.
And if you can just do two things, bro, if you can let go and say, whatever it is that I want, I don't need it, you will have it.
Man.
Whether it's money, whether it's a role, whether it's a house, anything. And the second thing is that I realize is you sort of have to be a bad person to manifest.
Very true. Now, when he says a bad person, he's not talking about go out here and start slapping babies and robbing grandmothers. He's not talking about that type of bad person. He's talking about the person that, you will have to be selfish. You will have to essentially become unrecognizable to those who once knew you, because you're changing, you're elevating, and the frequency that you would need to be at to attract the things that you want, you will have to be a certain level of, you will have to be almost unrecognizable to those that once knew you. And that's fine. That's not a bad thing. Like, you're just focused on you, because much of life today, when it comes to people wanting to change their life and stuff like that, we believe that, because if we cannot bring everybody that is meant to come with us, that means that we shouldn't want to change our lives for the better, which is insane. But, being a bad person to manifest the things that you want, all it means is that, people are going to look at you and say the phrase, "Oh, you changed, bro." But it's like, of course I did. The person that I was prior to this could not have gotten the things that I've gotten today. They just couldn't, Let's keep it going.
And that might be contradictory, but it's true. You have to be a bit selfish. You have to be a bit arrogant. You have to be a bit delusional in order to manifest what you want.
Yes,
when
sir.
When I was working at Cheesecake Factory, I would walk around acting like I owned the place, like acting like I was too good for school. I was like, yeah, I'm the king, man. It's doing with the smile on my face too.
It's so crazy hearing his story, because this stumbled upon me in a moment where I literally just got word that but I didn't get another job. And this brother is literally living the life that I know that I deserve. And he's describing this, bro. I used to work at Cheesecake, bro, serving here in California where he lives. And I'm like, bro, is this a coincidence that I stumbled upon this video? But I had to react to it. You know what I mean? But man, it's just crazy to see how people can really transform their lives once they have a belief about something.
Anybody worked at the Cheesecake in Topanga knows this.
I live 20 minutes away from Topanga, bro. That cheesecake, bro, stay busy. That's where all the celebrities be at and stuff like that.
And now, this is just.
I used to work at the one in Pasadena.
I'm not trying to judge anybody, but some people still work there. Others like myself who decided to be on a different spiritual realm, they get to live a different lifestyle. And you get to choose that too. If you just align your frequency with what you want, let go of the desire, fulfill it in the now, boom, you capture it, man, you're gonna be a millionaire in no time.
Man.
It's time for a margarita.
Isn't this such a great video? That's a W video. Oh, sorry.
Frontify simplifies
W
brand
video, bro. I love videos like that where people are just speaking life over people. I was just making a reaction video to somebody who was doing the exact opposite. I'm not gonna post that, bro. As insightful as it would be, I'm not here to spread hate or, if people want to live in fear, they could do that. But off topic, let me get back to the video, man. There was so much spiritual gems in that video, but to boil it down to what that video actually is bro, you have to live from the end. Anything that you want and you believe to be true about yourself, that is ultimately what you are going to manifest. The strongest frequency always wins. If you want something, if you have the belief that you know in your hearts of hearts that this is where I'm at right now, it will be yours. It is that simple. People like to overcomplicate what manifestation truly is. Manifestation is simply, like I said earlier, shout out to Nero Knowledge, internally shifting to a degree where you are no longer emotionally dependent on seeing reality change. You don't have to see. Your $0 in your bank account means nothing. The apartment that has all of the loud neighbors, the annoying people and stuff like that, that means nothing. You have to be so freaking delusional because they only call it delusion until it works. But the minute that you step into that frequency and you're like, man, and you're looking up and you're over here in your dream car, your dream house, dream girl, dream family, dream life, traveling, all this different type of stuff. The reason why you could feel it like it's happening now is because it is. It literally is happening now. You just have to maintain the frequency long enough so it can materialize. But the minute that you do, bro, life really starts to get fun. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I love reacting to videos like that because I love talking about spirituality. Yeah, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace.